Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel ONS Academy. Today we are going to do nutrition living organisms. This is the part 2 of the video. So in the part 1 I have explained you the part 1. Now this is the part 2. Transport system in plants we were doing. You know what is transport in plant system? Plants have two transport systems, exchilium and phloem. Exchilium transports water and minerals. Phloem transports sugars and amino acids revolves in water. Okay. The transport system of the plants contains the exchilium and phloem. They do not have a separate digestive or excretory system. The phloem transports the food, glucose, etc. from the leaves to other parts of the plant, where it is either consumed or stored. Though the plants have a transport system, but they didn't have the digestive or excretory system. So you have to do this at your home. Try this. Take a pumpkin stem having 2 to 3 leaves. Under it, cut it under water with a sharp blade. Take some water in a conical flask and add 7 to 8 drops into it. Put the pumpkin stem vertically and observe it in the flask. Observe the changes and take the places in it and discuss them in the classroom. What are the different substances excreted by plants and why? This is the let's recall here. See, plants need to excrete. I am dictating you, write in a notebook. Plants need to excrete excess carbon dioxide and oxygen. Carbon dioxide is the waste product of aerobic respiration in plant cells. Oxygen is the waste product of photosynthesis. Find out what is chemosynthesis, which plants reduce their food by chemosynthesis. So this answer is the process by which plants make food is named as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process in which green plants use sunlight to make their own food. Photosynthesis requires sunlight, chlorophyll, water and carbon dioxide gas. Now turn the page here. See, here they have shown roots of a see this picture they have shown. The picture name is roots of a leguminous plant. This is the root of a leguminous plant. You know what is a leguminous plant? These bacteria colonize the roots. See, this is the bacteria colonize the roots of the leguminous plants that in responsible produce a set of new organs called nodules on their roots. It is in those nodules that the bacteria fix nitrogen and convert into ammonia in a compound necessary for a plant growth and development. And plants, they need carbohydrates by the process of photosynthesis. Carbohydrates are made from carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Proteins are made from carbon. Okay. Hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. How do plants obtain the nitrogen necessary for synthesis of proteins? Air contains nitrogen. The air in Earth's atmosphere is made up of approximately 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. Air also has a small amounts of lots of other gases too, such as carbon dioxide, neon, and hydrogen. Fixation of nitrogen occurs by biology and atmospheric methods. Biology fixation of nitrogen. Biology nitrogen fixation BNF, the full short form, discovered by Biagenerinic in 1901. Biagenerinic 1901 is carried out by a specialized group from prokaryotes. These organisms utilize the enzyme nitrogenase to catalyze the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia. Two different types of microorganisms can bring about biology nitrogen fixation. Root nodules of leguminous plants contain the rhizobum microorganisms. Microorganisms like Atozobacter are present in soil. They are also convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. These microorganisms absorb atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into its nitrate compound. Now here, do you know atmospheric fixation of nitrogen? Nitrogen fixation, any natural or industrial process that causes free nitrogen, which is a relatively inert gas plentiful in air. Okay. Lightning thunders occurs the rainy season. This causes atmospheric nitrogen and oxygen to reach each other to form nitric oxide. Which is again oxidized to form nitrogen dioxide. Biagenerinic 1901 is carried out by a specialized group of prokaryotes. These organisms utilize the enzyme nitrogenase to catalyze the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia. Symbiotic nutrition. So here they have shown symbiotic nutrition. So here they have shown symbiotic nutrition. What is symbiotic nutrition? Symbiotic nutrition is the relationship between organisms in which they share their nutrition and shelter. This mutual relationship may or may not be beneficial to both partners. Parasemic, one of the organisms get benefited while the other gets harmed in this relationship. In some case, or two or more than two different types of plants live together to fulfill their needs of nutrition, protection, and support, etc. with each other's help. This type of nutrition is called symbiotic nutrition. Lichen is an example of a symbiosis between algae and fungi. Some fungi grow around the roots of some other plants. These plants supply nutrition of the fungi, and in turn, fungi supply minerals and water to the plants. Okay, I'm going to come here. Next page 29. Heterotrophic plants. Heterotrophic plants. So here they have shown the heterotrophic plants do not contain chlorophyll. How do Uh, so here, heterophytic plants do not contain corophycal. Heterophytic plants do not contain corophycal. How do the heterophytic plants live from their where do they get food? Have you seen a yellow wire-like leafless climber plant growing on a big tree? What is its name? Plants that grow on the body of other plants to obtain food are called parasitic plants. From here till here, write in your notebook, write the question, what is the parasitic plants? For example, Lorathanus cascata, etc. No, from here till here, you write the answer in your notebook. Due to absence of corophycal, the cascata is completely dependent on the host plant. Hence, therefore it is said to be a completely parasitic plant. You must have also noticed Loranthus that grows on trees. So this is the Loranthus plants. They are growing on trees. Now use your brain power. They have told use your brain power and give the answers. Which are the which part of the Loranthus plant carries out photosynthesis? Aerial part of Loranthus bear green leaves and capable of photosynthesis. Second one, question C. From where do they obtain minerals and water? It is semi-perpetual plants because of growing on various host trees and shrubs and observing mineral, nutrition and water from respective host. So the third question, why is Loranthus known as a particularly parasitic plant? Loranthus plants are famous particularly parasitic plants as they can absorb nutrition as well as water from other plants. They does not grow on soil. Instead, they have special system known as hysteria by which it penetrates into woody tree and grow on aerial part of tree. Insectivorous plants. You know what is insectivorous plants? See, like some plants having coming in, like any plant, flower plant, animals are coming from the attraction, so that are called insectivorous. And you go to the garden, having see bees are there and sitting on the any plants, flowers. So that flowers are called insectivorous plants. Drosera burmani. Carnivorous plants are plants that deer some or most of their nutrition from trapping and consuming animals or proteins, typical insects and other arthropods. However, carnivorous plants generate energy from photosynthesis. See here, droplets of a sticky substance found at the tips of the hairs attract insects. The scientist Johannes Burman identified this plant in Sri Lanka in 1737. Hence, the plant is named after him. We have seen how some plants feed upon insects to obtain nutrition. These insectivorous plants generally grow in soil or water deficient in nitrogen compounds. The plant body of a Drosera burmani has a flower like asparagus. Use your brain power. I think too much busy brain power. Why does the pitcher plant feed on insects even though it produces food from photosynthesis? The insectivorous plants grow in a soil which does not contain nitrogen mineral. Pitcher plant contains chlorophyll and hence carry out photosynthesis to obtain their food, but they do not get nitrogen from the soil, so they feed on insects to obtain nitrogen required for their growth. See here they have shown saprophytic plants. Saprophytic plants. Plants which obtain the food from dead and decaying bodies of other organisms are called saprophytic plants. So this also you have to write in your notebook from here till you write question what is saprophytic plants. Various types of fungi like mushrooms and yeast are yeast. You know what is yeast? Yeast is a thing which we use to make prepares food. And saprophytes, fungi secrete digestive enzymes on the dead remains to digest or break down the carbon compounds they contain. The resulting solution is observed to obtain nutrients. Now come here. Always remember, the screen is not showing though. Food gets spoiled due to some fungi. Some fungi causes disease or illness, while some fungi have a medicinal properties. Yeast and some mushrooms are useful. Yeast is used in fermentation process and for making bread. Mushrooms are rich source of iron and vitamins. So from your till you have to by heart it in your mind. Role of nutrients and effects of their dependency on plants. So students, you have to make this diagram also in your notebook. This is not compulsory, but only for your good knowledge. Okay. Observe the plants around you and diagnose the nutrient deficiency if any. Nutrients in animals. Nutrition in animals. It has come nutrients. There are 5 steps in the process of nutrients in animals. They are ingestion, digestion, observation, assimilation, and digestion. Ingestion is the process of taking food into the body or eating of food by the animal. Blood carries the absorbed food to all parts of the body. This concept refers to the body's need for nutrients. Mode of injectioning food and its use in the body. Let's recall. They have shown you. Which are the various nutrients in food? For what purpose are the nutrients used? Nutrients are compounds in foods essential to life and health, providing us with energy, the building blocks for repair and growth, and substances necessary to regulate chemical process. There are 6 major nutrients: carbohydrates, lipids, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, waters. Nutrients necessary for various activities of of the body are obtained from the food. They are supplied to the various parts of the body through blood. It needs convert into solute forms that can easily mix in blood. Nutrition and in animals involves various steps from injection or to ingestion. The food that we consume does not mix with blood as it is. They are supplied to the various parts of the body through blood. Steps in nutrition. So this you have to make in your notebook. Ingestion. Food is taken into the body. Digestion, conversion of food into simple solute forms. Absorption, transfer of solute food to the blood. Assimilation, utilization of absorbed food by cells and tissues for energy production, growth and repair. Ejection, removal of waste products and undigested food from the body. Observe the animals around you and complete the following table. So you have to observe your around animals, which animals belongs to you. See here they have shown ingestion. You know what is the meaning of ingestion? Ingestion. See, in the injection and ingestion having too much differences, so you have to remind what is ingestion and what is okay. You know what is the ingestion? Food is taken into the mouth where is it physical broken down by the teeth into smaller pieces. The presences of food in the mouth triggers a nervous reflex that causes the salivary glands to deliver a watery fluid called a saliva to the mouth. Okay, so here they have shown cow. In the surrounding you can see cow and type name of a food. He eats like grass. I have to write here grass, and he eats too much, and you have to write here frog. Frog also we can see. And what is the food of frog? You write here, and here also method of ingestion. This is compulsory to fill up this diagram. You must have observed that there are different methods of ingestion of food in different animals like swallowing, chewing, sucking, scraping, grinding, etc. Types of nutrition animals. Helophysic nutrients. Can you tell how does ingestions occur in unicellular animals like amoeba? So students, this too much answers I have shown you. So this answer you do by your own. Okay. See the answer is no answer I have shown here. What does ingestion occur in unicellular animals like amoeba? See, from here till here is the answer of unicellular animals like amoeba. It is too much big, you can not learn this much answer, but this is the truth answer. Amoeba does not have organs like hands and mouth. A unicellular animal it can take in food through any part of the surface of its unicellular body. It surrounds the food particle from all sides to take into the cell. After that, it digests the food with the help of different enzymes. Undigested food is left behind as the amoeba moves the further with the help of the media. And a unicellular animals like amoeba, Aeugulina, Paramecium, etc. All the steps of nutrients occur within their unicellular body. Insects have mouth parts for injection of food. For example, insects like the cockroach and grasshopper, which nibble, have jaw-like mouth parts. Butterflies suck food with a tube-like proboscis. Mosquitoes and bed bugs use a needle-like mouth part to pierce, and a tube-like mouth part of a suck blood or other fluids. Observe and discuss animals with the different food habits. How will you classify the following animals according to their food type? Once again, let us read the question. What is they have written? How will you classify the following animals according to their food type? Here they have shown a picture. 3 types of animals exist: herbivorous, omnivorous, and carnivorous. Herbivorous are animals that eat only plants. Carnivorous are animals that eat only meat. You know what is herbivorous? Herbivorous animals eat only the green things, like like parrot, and these 2 animals are eaten only herbivorous. This is called in Hindi Shakahari. Okay, and Mansari means like the lion, just all that. Okay. Carnivores are animals that eat only meat. See, like the lion. This lion is carnivorous. Okay. So this is also carnivorous because it is eating only meat. And omnivorous are animals that eat both plants and meat, like here man also. We are people, we can eat plants means not like jungle plants. We eat palak, green vegetables. That also are plants. So you have to classify like this. Here you have to write omnivores, and deer is eating only herbivorous. So like this way you have to do, and carnivorous. So like this way you have to do have to label all the names of the animals here they have shown. Not on the page here. According to type of food, animals can be classified as, see here that only is coming here, which I have explained you. Herbivorous use plants directly as their food. Example are grazing animals, granivorous, seed eaters, frugivorous, fruit eaters, etc. Carnivorous animals that depend on other animals for their food. Carnivores are indirectly dependent on plants for food. Examples are animals that feed on herbs, predators, animals that feed on insect prey. This also I have explained. This three I have explained you. Okay, so first let me explain you the decomposers. What is decomposers? In the environmental science or ecology, decomposers are the organisms that are involved in the process of decomposition of the dead. The decomposers are the some microbes which obtain their food by decomposing the dead bodies of organisms or other material. Scavengers obtain their food from dead bodies of animals, for example, vulture, crow, hyena, etc. Here, the anteater is found in Central and South America. This animal is also an animal, but you can't see in India. It will found in only South America. The bobcat or Udipanger is found in India. Obtain its picture from the internet. Okay. Also one nutrient is there. Saprosic nutrient. Not nutrient. Sorry, not nutrient. Saprosic nutrients. Saprozoic nutrition. Some insects, unicellular plant animals, etc. obtain their nutrients by observing the liquid organic material from the dead bodies of other animals or from the environment. This is saprosic nutrition. Example: houseflies, ants, spiders, etc.